Hi! Welcome to the 6 p.m. Move and Meditate class. My name is Laura, and we are going to start today either in hero pose here, so kneeling on our knees. You can use a block or a blanket to sit on, or you can sit in easy seat. So just crossing your shins one in front of the other and finding this stability in the sits bones, a connection with the earth here, and a drawing, lengthening of the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And then eventually closing the eyes and resting your hands anywhere that feels comfortable. Just for now, finding a comfortable, sustainable seat. Finding a softening of your facial features and noting especially the eyes right now. Can you feel like you're breathing into the sockets of the eyes? Making space for any tension around the sides of the eyes. All the way to your temples. See if you can breathe. And then relax as you exhale. Really softening the eyes here. Our focus this week is on the third chakra. We've worked our way up the energy centers, starting with the root. And then last week we moved to the sacral chakra. And now we're traveling to this solar plexus region. So I'm just placing my hands on this area. It's between the heart chakra and the sacral. So somewhere in between, almost right in the center of your being, or the center of the core. And you can feel your breath expand against your hands if you have your hands in this abdominal region right now. When you inhale deeply, and then as you exhale, just feel that the abdominals draw back towards the spine. And just following the rhythm of your breath. Our solar plexus chakra glows in a yellow or golden yellow light. So if you can visualize this, the color of the sun, just radiating from the essence or core of your being, illuminating, lighting the way in front of you. And you can continue just breathing in and out here, feeling the belly expand with every inhale. And feeling it draw back, contracting with every exhale. Or you can join me in a Kapalabhati breath, which is a breath of fire. If you are pregnant, menstruating, have just had maybe a supper, or you've had a heavy meal, then maybe this isn't the breath work or pranayam exercise for you, and just continue as you are, feeling the rise and fall of that solar plexus area. Or you take your hands and slide them to your knees. I'm going to come into hero pose, so I'm going to sit on my knees here in Virasana and rest my hands just lightly on my knees. A gentle tucking of the chin, and I'm just going to see what it feels like to focus only on my exhalation for now. So not making it so much about the inhale in this Kapalabhati breath, but it's a sharp exhale that draws the navel in, and it sounds kind of like this. Yeah. So if you already know that this doesn't feel right for you, then as I said, just stay with this belly breathing. Use this as your point of focus. And keep this breath anchoring you here to the present moment. Or we try this breath of fire, where the navel snaps in on the exhale and we focus only on the exhalation. I might even snap my fingers to keep the rhythm, but if you feel that it's too quick, then you just go with your own rhythm of breath. So we're going to take an inhale. We're going to exhale out the mouth. We're going to inhale again. And then on our exhale out our nose, we start our breath of fire. So it's one, 5, and 10. Let it go. And just feel the effects of this breath on your body, on your mind, and on your breath. The sacral plexus chakra is associated with the element of fire, and you might feel that warmth that we've just created in the belly, and trying to radiate that warm brilliance outward to your extremities, to the space around you. And slowly opening the eyes, and we'll go right into another meditation. I should have mentioned before, if you have a candle lying around somewhere handy, and a lighter, maybe you can place a candle a couple feet away from you. We're going to use this candle meditation. It's just going to be a few minutes. We're going to use it to still our mind and to find this one-pointed concentration, one-pointed focus. And if you don't have a candle, you can just use a small object, something around you that might have some brilliance to it, or it might not. Just choose something around you, place it a couple feet away from you, and then start to soften your eyes on the object. So you can sit in your easy seat, or you can stay in hero pose if you've transitioned to hero pose. Find a long spine. Find that smooth, easy breath, just in and out through the nose. And start to draw all of your attention and focus to either your candle flame or whatever object you have near you. Finding a softness, even though you're really zeroing in on the candle, the eyes aren't tense, they're still soft. See if you can really absorb the shape of the flame with your eyes, with your vision. So if you can let this feeling of calm wash over you. As you gently take in this flame, take in this object with your field of vision. And then we'll slowly close our eyes and see if we can still see that image in the mind's eye, if we can still see that image behind our eyes. And we'll keep that until it dissolves fully. And we open the eyes again. Gaze at the candle again. We'll try that exercise one more time. And we'll just notice how we feel this time around. If we've made any new discoveries. If we feel any more or less calm. And if we can relax into this any more. So find your subtle breath, your subtle gaze, your soft gaze, and take in the object, take in the flame. Let your eyes surrender to it. And now close your eyes again. See if you can still see the image of the flame or object that you've been focusing on. See it there until it dissolves. And then softly fluttering the eyes open again, just sitting for a moment. Big breath in, smooth breath out, and then blow out your candle. Good. I'm going to move my candle out of the way. Just place it back behind me. I'm going to move my block out of the way. I might use it later on. If you have some books, you can use those as well. So I'll just place my block off to the side. And we're going to start with just tapping the tops of our feet here. And we're actually moving down to our bellies. We're going to start on our bellies. And if you do have your blanket handy, we're going to make an abdominal roll because we're focusing on this area of the body here. So this abdominal region and stoking the fire. It's also associated with digestion. We're going to make a little blanket roll here that we can place. And again, if you're menstruating or if this doesn't feel good, then you don't have to do it, or if you've just eaten. Otherwise, see how it might feel to rest your body forward over this blanket roll, and then just allowing your forehead to rest. And breathing here. Or you can take your head to the side. So either one of these options, head to the side or head forward. And just start to feel your abdomen surrender into the blanket. Making some space here, massaging this abdominal region that tends to hold quite a bit of stress. So the solar plexus is associated with willpower, with our personal, internal power. This is something that can cause us stress because we might be striving and trying to accomplish and do and kind of make something of ourselves. This can lead to a lot of pressure and stress, which we can also hold in the belly. Sometimes it manifests there, and it's difficult to release this tension. So here we're trying actively to massage this part of the body to make space there and hopefully dissipate some of this stored or held tension that might or might not be associated with feelings of fear or doubt, or not feeling good enough, pressures of life in general. So we're really nourishing the center of our being here by softening the abs or the abdominal region here, the solar plexus area. And we'll take a few more breaths here. And whenever you're ready, you can push yourself off your blanket. Take the blanket to the side and just find a child's pose here. Knees can be wide. Seat goes back towards your heels. Fingertips crawl forward and allowing the forehead to rest down either on your mat, on a block, on that blanket that you were just using, and just finding length all the way from the tailbone to the crown of the head and feeling the wideness of your back, of your low back here. When you breathe, feel your breath right in this area. You can even take your hands to your low back for a moment just to make that connection, and then extend the arms forward again. And then when you're ready, press into your hands and slowly start to round yourself forward to a tabletop. So we can invite a bit of movement in here. Your fingertips can face forward, or you can spin the wrists if you want to get into your wrists as well. Just starting to mobilize the joints here. But we're going to take some cat and cows. So toes can tuck under, or the tops of the feet can stay down. And your wrist creases can face forward, backward, whatever feels best for you. And we'll slowly start to move into this, either beginning with your cow shape that I'm in right now, or your cat shape, allowing the head and the tailbone to come in towards center and pushing the back of the body up to the ceiling. Breathe here. So slowly at first, and then possibly you might start to increase the speed at which you move between these two shapes, and focusing your awareness on the middle, on the center of the body, on the solar plexus region, and feeling it move and shift. Match your breath with your movement. So inhale to open and lift the tailbone. And then exhale, push the ground away from round the upper back, chin to your chest. And you can quicken the pace, slow it down, whatever suits you. Eventually we return to a neutral spine. We'll tuck our toes under, we'll lift our knees, we'll send our seat back to our heels, and we'll slowly start to extend our legs. Not fully though, not fully yet. Once our knees are almost straight, let's pick our sitting bones up to the sky a little bit more, and then slowly start to release the heels down. Find each and every finger pressing into the mat. Spread your palms. Spread your fingers. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it out of your mouth. Try that twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Gaze towards your navel here if you can. Bend your knees one more time. Send your sitting bones up to the sky. Big breath in. Elongate through the backs of the legs, through the arms. And then exhale. Let it go. Slowly start to round forward to a plank push-up position. Find your plank. Maybe you need to walk your feet back again if your dog was a little shorter. Start to shift the weight a little forward and back, forward and back. And then next time you come forward, lower your knees down and see if you can lower the rest of the body all the way down to the mat. And from here, tops of the feet touch down. Back of the neck is long. Loop the shoulders forward, up, and down your back. Keep that connection with your pubic bone and the floor. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head and through your toes. And then hover your hands here if you can. And then extend them forward any amount. Yeah, and then reach them back. Elbows towards your spine, and then extend your arms away. One more. Hold here, and then eventually take your fingertips wide, plant them on your floor, and release the weight of your body back down. Next time you breathe in, slowly start to peel your forehead and your chest up. Taking a back bend here, and then slowly melt the heart, melt the forehead back down to the mat. Inhale, find that lift, find that length. And exhale, melt yourself back down. Keep going, just moving like a snake, undulating up and down. Next time you're up, pause here and start to look towards your left wrist and soften your right shoulder in, looking under your left arm. Unwind, center yourself again, and then slowly soften your left shoulder as you look under your right arm. Unwind. Last big lift here. And then exhale, release yourself down. Hands go halfway down the side ribs. Tuck your toes here and see if you can lift yourself up to a plank and then back to a downward facing dog. Take a big breath in here in your inverted V. Bend your knees. Pick your sits bones up a little higher. Good. And then slowly start to bend your knees and lower them down to the mat. As soon as the knees touch down, start to open up to that familiar cow pose. Press into your hands, round your spine into your cat pose. Send your hips back into your child's pose. Good. Round yourself forward, tuck your toes, come back to your plank. Big breath in, hold here, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your paws back, one hand at a time, back towards your feet. So you're at the back of the mat. Your knees can bend as much as they need to. Your feet are parallel, and you're taking opposite elbows, letting your head and your neck hang, letting your abdomen rest against your thighs. Just release the weight of your head down. Let it go. Start to breathe into the spine. Feel it release. And whenever you're ready, let your arms dangle. Let them sway a little to the left, a little to the right. Back to the middle. Soften your knees even more. Press firmly through your feet. Plug them into the ground like you're plugging your feet into sockets. And then slowly rise to standing. So I'm headless here, but we won't be here for too long. We'll take our arms and sweep them up by the sides of the ears. Maybe the palms will touch here, and we'll draw them in towards the center of the heart. Good. We'll rub our palms together here to touch. Keep rubbing, make friction. And then slowly start to separate your palms and just focus all of your attention and your awareness to this vibration, this energy that you can feel between your fingertips. Gather your awareness right here. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And then opening your eyes again, palms touch. Hands to the center of the heart. And we'll inhale, sweep our arms up and over our heads again. As we exhale, start to hinge at your hips and fold forward any amount. If forward folds don't work for you, you can just come down to a mini squat here. Otherwise, you're folding forward, and then you're pressing into your feet, and you're inhaling to rise again. Exhaling, hands to the center of the heart, and then palms outstretched at the sides. We'll inhale, slowly start to lift our heels here. Good. And then lower our heels all the way back down. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips again. Fold through your midline. Let your head and your neck go. Release completely. You're welcome to take the opposite elbow approach again, or to release the arms fully as you let your head and your neck release too. Good. And pressing into your feet firmly. Plug the feet into the earth. Gather energy. Inhale. Rise up to stand. Palms gather at the center of the heart. And then exhale. Hands outstretched by your sides. This time we're coming up onto the balls of the feet slowly, and we're rising the arms up at the same time. As we exhale, try to keep the balls or try to keep the heels lifted as you hinge forward. Stay on the balls. Stay on the balls of the feet as much as you can, Hinge forward, and then release your fingertips. Release your heels down, and slowly start to crawl yourself forward to a downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Big breath in, big breath out. Maybe it feels good to pedal the heels slightly. Bend one knee, ground the opposite. And then slowly start to round forward like you're coming to a plank. And then drop to your knees. And just sit back on your heels. Just sitting here, we're going to move into another meditation. Every week so far we've done our bija or seed mantra for the corresponding energy center. So the energy center today, the Manipura or the third chakra, we visualize it somewhere in this area as a glowing golden yellow light or jewel. And we feel this radiance just illuminating here. And while we do this, while we just focus on this radiant, glowing yellow light, like the sun, emanating right from the center of our core, we chant to ourselves on our breath the mantra Ram, Ram, Ram. So I'm going to leave this here, Ram, and you can think to yourself Ram on the in-breath and Ram on the out-breath. And it can be aloud, it can be silently in your mind. And it is a repetition of this sacred syllable, Ram. And if we can, we say it 7 times, pause, and then 2 more rounds. So in total it's 21 rums. And I'll just let you go at your own pace. Repeating the mantra. And I'm just going to read a little excerpt here. It's from a book called The Path of Yoga by George Furstein, and I will read something from Swami Ramdas. And he poured his love for his chosen deity, which would be Ram, into the following hymn. Ram is the softest of moonlight. Ram is the glint of stars at night. Ram is the blaze of sun on high. Ram is the blueness of the sky. Ram is the whiteness of the cloud. Ram is thunderous, voice proud. Ram is lightning's blinding flash. Ram is the raining downward dash. Just sit with the effects of this mantra, tuning into the natural rhythm of the breath, sensation in the body, softness in the heart. When you're ready, just slowly opening your eyes, and we'll go into some more movement from here. So we'll stay on our knees for now. We'll sweep our arms up overhead, and we'll just link our thumbs here. And we'll slowly start to lean over to the right, grounding our left sits bone, feeling a nice stretch for the whole left side of our body, and then just take your right fingertips down and go a little deeper. Maybe bend the elbow, reach the left arm way over. Good. And then press into that hand to rise up link your thumbs again and fold to your left side now. Sending breath to the whole right side of the body, and then eventually release your left hand down, maybe bending at the elbow, taking a deeper stretch here for the whole right side. And then inhale both arms up. As you exhale, turn your palms away from center and feel like you're resisting, pushing water or something heavy or sticky down as you bring your arms down by your sides. And then internally rotate your shoulders so your palms face backwards. And then see if you can interlace, weave your fingers behind your back and start to extend your hands away from your low back. Reach your heart forward, up and back. Lift your gaze slightly. Breathe here. Feel your shoulder blades gather together. Feel your collar blades widen. Your breath is soft. When you're ready, slowly start to tip your weight forward. Maybe the crown of your head will come down, and maybe your arms can lift a little bit higher off the back. And breathe here. Slowly start to lift back up. Release your fingertips and take them behind you so that you can lift your heart again here. Lean your head back if it feels okay. And then slowly stack your spine again here and start to lift onto your shins. Lift your arms. Good. As you exhale, start to hook your left arm over your right here, and you're finding eagle arms. So I'm just going to move back a little so you can see my full body. You're finding your eagle arms here. Your left is on top of your right. Good. And you're spreading your shoulder blades down. And breathing into that space, letting the breath massage and open sticky spots. And when you're ready, can you shift your weight slightly to the left and start to step your right foot forward so you're at 90-90 with your knees here. Take a breath in, lift your elbows up, and then draw your elbows in towards your belly button and round your upper spine, and your chin comes towards your chest. And then lift back up to center and slowly start to twist to the right, and then unwind the arms so that they open up into a twist. Palms face forward. Hold and breathe here. See if you can lengthen the crown of your head any higher. And then maybe you can take the right fingertips to the back of the left thigh and your left arm over your head. Pause and breathe here. And then possibly slicing the outer left elbow to the outer right knee and taking a prayer shape here. Twisting your left ribs through closer to the right leg. Stacking your shoulders. And breathing here. When you're ready, unwind back through center. See how it might feel to tuck your back toes under and extend your front leg here. You can stay where you are, and you might need to use your blanket under your knees here if you've noticed now that they're a little bit uncomfortable. This is an opportunity to take the blanket and use it here. You're flexing your toes towards you, and either you're leaning forward with your hands in prayer pose, or you're extending your spine here if this is enough for you, just being upright. Or you can reach your arms back behind you, or you can come down a little lower. Just finding this half Hanuman, or it's kind of like a half split here, a half hamstring stretch. And breathing here. And you have the option now to come back up, or see how it might feel to take your right hand to your waist if your left fingertips are down. Even if they're not, you might do this here. You might be able to take your left hand somewhere resting on the right calf or knee and a slow twist. So this is like a kneeling version of a revolved triangle or a revolved pyramid pose. And your arm can reach back again, or it can reach up, or as I said, your fingertips can be down on the ground. Good. And whenever you're ready, slowly making your way back through whatever center is for you. It could be upright or arms back. And then you're going to just sweep the right leg back, sit down on your knees, close your eyes, and just feel into that bit of movement on the right side. When you're ready, the eyes flutter open, and we'll do the same thing on the left. We'll sweep our arms up, and this time our left elbow hooks into our right, and we find our eagle arms here. We extend the forearms forward, we lift the elbows up, and we find space between our shoulder blades here. We might even close our eyes and just feel the expansion in the back of the body, in the shoulders. And when we're ready, we're slowly going to stand on our knees and see how it would feel to step the left foot forward. Good. Pause here. And then start to lift your elbows, tilt them slightly towards the ceiling, head back, bit of a back bend here. And then exhale, piercing your navel with your elbows, rounding your upper back, chin to your chest. Pause here, breathe here. Come back upright, and then slowly start to twist to your left. Unwind the arms and extend them. Here's your twist. Breathe here, reach your fingertips away from center. You have the option now to take your left hand to the back of the right thigh and your right arm way over your head. Connect with the top of the back foot. Connect with the heel and big toe mound of the front foot. And then possibly taking your elbow to the outside of the left knee. Palms touch and twisting, looking over your left shoulder here. Pause and breathe. Take those same conscious breaths into the back of the body, to the space between your shoulders. Whenever you're ready, slowly starting to turn back to center. And again, use a blanket under the knee if you need to. Extend the front leg. You can curl the toes in towards you. Stay here. Maybe your arms sweep back. Maybe your fingers come down. Or you use blocks. And you find this half split, half Hanuman. Breathe and lengthen the crown of the head forward as you draw the left hip back, right thigh forward. And then we'll experiment here. If your fingertips are down, see how it might feel to take your left hand to your waist and slowly start to twist. Possibly, just possibly, extending the arm back and then maybe up. Or, if you're upright, see how it might feel to take your hand to the outside of the left leg somewhere and extend your arm back, or you reach it up. It's up to you. These are just versions that look similar to what a twisted triangle or a revolved triangle would look like if I was standing up, or a revolved pyramid instead of kneeling. Just a gentler version. When you're ready, slowly see your way out. Slide your left knee back and sit on your heels again. If you need a little break from the knees, then just come to an easy seat. And we'll sit up tall, eyes closed, softening the eyelids again. Softening the jaw. Just enjoying this silence, this stillness, knowing that there is nowhere else we need to be right now. The focus is here, the focus is now. And when we're ready, we're going to come to lying down here. So make your way down to your back in any way that feels good for you. I'm just going to crawl my sitting bones forward. I'm going to scoop my belly out or hollow it out, and I'm going to extend my arms in front of me as I slowly come to lie down, all the way down on my back. And from here, I'll decide, maybe I feel like a constructive rest is a good pose right now. It'll really help me to ground my low back into the floor, into the mat. I can rest my hands here on this solar plexus area. Feel the warmth radiating from this region. Just let the knees knock in. Let the body start to melt into the support beneath you. This feeling of being held. Just slowing everything down. And then when you're ready, you'll walk the feet in to touch. And you'll draw your right knee in towards your chest. You can interlace your fingers around it. And you'll extend your left leg the length of the mat here. I have my socks on today. You don't have to. My feet are just a little chilly, but you can do this barefoot as well. And then you'll extend your left leg, if you haven't already, and then lift it off the ground. And lift it up into the air. And then release it down. And then bend your left knee and switch. Extend your right leg, lift it into the air, and release it back down and switch. So these are single leg lifts, really using the power of the outer leg, but the power of the core as well. To lift, lengthen, switch, lengthen, extend. So we're just going through single leg lifts with a switch here in the middle. So alternating sides. Leg lift, switch, extend, stoking the fire within. So helping with our digestion, and not just physical digestion, but digesting or burning through anything that we don't need anymore. So all of the superfluous, all of the non-essential, we're burning through it. And then hopefully whatever is left is light and essential for us. And whenever you've done enough, your brain might even start to trick you here, going back and forth if you're not paying attention like I wasn't just now. And then you'll eventually bring your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. Just feel the low back being massaged by the earth. And then we're just going to try this. You don't have to do it, but we're going to try the double leg lift. So your hands can stay kind of thumbs just beneath your seat. And you can see how it might feel to lift and lower the legs. Lift and lower. Lift. And you might even kind of lift your seat as well. This is a really fierce low abdominal energizer, so just be wary here. Do what you can. And then if this is too much, you can always go back to single leg lifts. And maybe you even, instead of switching back and forth, do 10 on one side, and then switch and do 10 on the other side. So lots of options for you. Just listen to what you need, try a few things, and see what works. And then whenever you've done your last one, you can draw your knees back into your chest, rock side to side, or you release the soles of the feet down and windshield the knees side to side. And then eventually we'll sit with that effects of that fiery practice. Starting to balance it with some softness. We've even resting our hands on that abdominal region that's done so much work for us now. Steadying our breath. Good. And then eventually finding the soles of the feet on the mat. If you have a block handy nearby, you can use this and slide it under your sacrum for a supported bridge. If you don't, you can use a block, a bolster, the blanket, if you want a little bit of height. Or you can find a back bend of your choice here, so maybe ripping the mat apart, or maybe using your robot arms, or possibly just finding the palms and forearms face down and rolling tailbone towards the heels, rolling up the spine, and then piece by piece placing the spine back down on the mat. So any back bend that suits you. If you feel very open and you're in the practice of doing wheel, you could even attempt a wheel right now. We haven't warmed up quite enough to do that. But if it's something that you practice regularly, then and you feel like this is a good time to take a wheel pose, then sure. So any back bend of your choice. It can be a moving or dynamic back bend, as I demonstrated, or it can be a restorative back bend. And if you are holding bridge, slowly starting to release, taking any counter pose that feels good for you. So again, the windshield wipering of the knees, maybe matching the turning of the head in the opposite direction of the knees. And the breath can be tied in as well, so maybe inhaling left, exhaling right. Good. And then eventually return the head to center. Draw the knees into the chest. Make yourself into a small little ball. And we're going to do one more pretty intense exercise. So we're in the little ball, and then we're expanding out. And then drawing ourselves into this little bud here, and then flowering open. We're only doing 5. So small little bud. And then growing, blossoming into a flower. Here's your last one. Blossom and hold. And then exhale, draw everything in. Drop your head down. Give your low back a little massage. Good. And then place the soles of the feet down on the mat. And draw your left ankle or your right ankle over your left knee. Flex your foot quite a bit here. And then you can stay here, just pressing your right knee towards the top of the right or the right corner of the mat. Or you can slowly lift the left leg, bringing this shape close to you and weaving your right hand through, fingers interlaced behind the left thigh, and using your hands to draw the leg closer to you as your elbow helps to widen the right knee away from you. Breathing into the outer right hip. Good. And then releasing the hands, but keeping this shape as your left sole of your foot comes down, and then just tilting so that your left knee and the sole of your right foot come left, and you can grab possibly your ankle with your left hand, and then open your right arm, ground your right shoulder, maybe even tucking it in underneath you, and a slow turn of the head and the neck to the outstretched arm. Breathing here. Slowing everything right down. Whenever you're ready, release your left arm. Bring the shape back. Release the right leg. Find neutral for a moment. Maybe shake the head a little side to side. And then bending left knee, left ankle to right. When you're ready, slowly lift this shape, super flexed with the left leg or left foot. Weave your arm through, interlace your hands, and start to draw the right leg toward you and the left knee away from you. Finding your breath here, using it as a tool to stay present, to create space in the body, space between thoughts. And then releasing the sole of the right foot down, and just allow everything to fall to the right here. Maybe clasping your right ankle or your left ankle with your right hand, extending your left arm and turning your head. Breathe here. Close your eyes. And then slowly turn the head back to center. Release with the right hand. This time you extend the left leg, extend the right leg. Give everything a shake. Your arms can join in too, and you can shake and also swivel. Swivel your wrists, swivel your ankles. Rotate in, rotate out. Shake, shake, shake. Big breath in. Let the breath out of the mouth. Keep shaking, keep shaking. One more big breath in. Big breath out. And then drop everything down to your mat. If you have a blanket close by, if you have something to place over your eyes, I would recommend doing that now. Or you can rub the palms together, finding heat and friction here, and then cupping the eyes, soothing, relaxing them. And then eventually letting the palms rest turned up. Positioning the back of the skull just in that sweet spot, the perfect place to rest. And pressing into the back of the skull to maybe lift your shoulders and gather them in beneath you so that your heart expands and lifts and your lungs have a greater area for movement to draw the breath in and out. This is your time to rest and absorb. At this point, we're releasing all of our effort, all of our energy, all of the shoulds, and And we're just resting into being. So we're shifting away from thinking and doing to being and receiving. We're sinking right into the essence of our being here, and we're receiving the energy of life. So instead of identifying with our thoughts and our beliefs, we're releasing all of those preconceived notions, and we're just allowing the self to exist, to be. And we're releasing any unconscious tension. After physically feeling that fire in the belly, we're using this metaphor of digestion and transformation right in the center of our beings, so that after this purification of all the unnecessary, we're left with this deep inner knowing, which is the light of self-illumination. And I thank you so much for being here today and practicing. And to a very peaceful evening for you all. Stay safe.